Welcome to The Passion of the Kris, an extension of our radio show, 5 minutes at a time with Kris and Wendy. Today's video I call Leadership at its Best, Political Correctness at its Worst. And it has to do with a military operation officially known as Battle of the Black Sea, but you know it and remember it from the movie Black Hawk Down. Last week I was able to meet some of the most incredible Army Rangers, 3 of whom were in fact in the Black Hawk Down episode, and Colonel Danny McKnight commanded the forces on the ground. He's written an incredible book. The title is The Streets of Mogadishu, and the subtitle is, as I said, Leadership at its Best, Political Correctness at its Worst. The Battle of Mogadishu was 23 years ago today. It is relevant, I believe, today to remember that event and to use it as a predictive of what is possible if Hillary Clinton were elected president. It is the story of 2, as Danny McKnight says, of the stupidest decisions ever made by a commander-in-chief. I'm not going to go into the entirety of the book. This is it. I recommend it completely. It is a great read. But here's the backstory, if you will. The force that was put together, a Ranger task force Ranger, included Special Ops, Rangers, Navy SEALs. Their job was to go to Mogadishu and capture the tribal leader, Mohammed Adid. 500 plus soldiers trained for that mission. They moved from Fort Bliss in Texas to Fort Bragg to stage and get ready to deploy to Somalia. President Clinton decided no, he didn't have the courage to do it, sent them back to Bliss, and within 10 hours reconsidered again and said, okay, no, we're going to go, but you have to leave 150 people home. We don't want to look like Vietnam. You can't take so many. You can't take so many of those who have already trained for the mission. That is significant. The other decision he made was to ground a C-130 gunship. The primary support mechanism needed to protect the soldiers if something wrong happened. Those were 2 decisions made by the president that were micromanaging a trained military force. The result was, people forget, there were 6 very successful missions conducted by Task Force Ranger in Somalia, in Mogadishu. The 7th had a problem, and the problem was 2 helicopters were shot down. The rescue that ensued brought back all of the soldiers. There were 19 casualties. It was not a failed mission. It was a mission that happened in conflict and in war. The part that hurt the most, according to Colonel McKnight, was that they did not have the resources necessary to effect the return of everyone safely. That leadership failing on the part of President Clinton, I believe we have seen repeated not only in President Obama, but repeatedly by Secretary Clinton in both Libya and with respect to Iran. There is no difference in how the Clintons view the military. They think the military is something to be micromanaged and used for political expedience. Please, please recognize this day, the 23rd anniversary of the loss of 19 brave Americans in a mission that could have been accomplished without loss, but suffered tragically because of the failing, because of political correctness at its worst. God bless America. Thank you so much.